bit of rojak here and there. So I'm going to speak Malay because I'm Malaysian. So yeah, Alhamdulillah, I think we've at the start we started off with the portfolio management app. As you know, ramai orang yang dah start investing with the robo version of Wahid, and that's why at this point we thought that it's just a natural progression, and when we want to try and offer the full suite of investment product, Sharia compliant investment product to our investors, we will introduce this, I would say, new exciting asset class. It's considered to be one of the most highest performing asset class, as well as being risky. But because there's a factor of understanding, to see the businesses that you like and we want to support, right? So yeah, this is as part of what we want to also continue to perbagaikan your pelaburan, which is diversifying it to make sure that you're not just concentrated to the typical capital market sort of like securities and whatnot. We give you the exposure to the sort of like startup businesses that has potential to, like, the growth here we're talking about, like, returns are at least in the multiples of your investment value. But with that, again, I would like to sort of like, let you guys sort of, understand how this product is, which is essentially engaging with the founders. The founders plays a very crucial role to understand the business. And I just want to highlight again, like I said, like Ali said earlier, all this deal that go through Wahid Ventures, these are not chalang-chalang kind of businesses. These are vetted through by experts, and we would believe in this business as well to grow. So with that, I think I would just sort of like introduce to Hazim, the founder, and take over the floor. Thank you so much.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Apa khabar semua? Thank you Zayan and thank you Ali and Wahid team, the rest of Wahid team for this opportunity to be on air. My name is Hazim Azhar. I am the CEO and co-founder of Carpedia, and I'm joined today by my partner Amirul Azrai, which is the Chief Operation Officer of Carpedia. So in essence, apa yang kita buat dekat Carpedia ni is we are a talent platform for logistic players. So in a more simpler words, sebenarnya kita dengan bahasa lebih mudah, we are selling humans, humans in the forms of talents or gig workers to logistic players, the likes of kita sell these talents kepada logistic players. For example, like Ninja Van, Shopee Express, Lazada Logistics, and those logistic players. Okay. How do I move to the next?
Ada orang kat tangan lah? No. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
On the
all right.
questions. Yep. All right.
You will keep track of the question, Zayan?
Yeah, I'll keep track on the questions.
We do at the end, huh?
Yeah. So you have just after your presentation, then we'll go into Q&A.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
Okay. We just launched this business 2 years ago, to be specific, in January 2022, and 2 years down the road, in June recently, we have just passed our new milestones, achievement unlock. We have recorded revenue of 1 million a month in June, and right now we are serving 5 contracts of our logistic players, and combined all together, we are serving the total opportunity of 250 million ringgit in Malaysia alone. Yeah, we just started, but how do we get here? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story of how we started with our first client in Malaysia, which is Ninja Van, a leading logistic company in Southeast Asia. If you go to any of Ninja Van warehouses or hubs, this is what you will see. Yeah, the overflowing of parcels. Ninja Van, on a daily basis, they are processing over 400,000 of parcels every single day. And the number could easily doubles or triples during e-commerce promo campaign, like 10-10, 11-11. And if you notice, it happens every month throughout the year. And to make it more happening, it happens twice every month. It happens on the 8-8 or 9-9 or 10-10, and it happens again. They call it payday on the 25th every month. Yeah. So it's a good opportunity for the business. And in order for them to meet the demand, Ninja Van mobilize thousands of delivery workers every single day to make sure that the parcels are sent to your house on time. Yeah. And for cost efficiency, how they do it is out of 100% of parcels, 50% of the parcels, they use their own permanent hire to handle it. And another 50%, they use gig workers. Yeah. It's a good opportunity for the gig workers because there's a lot of income opportunities. But however, it's a painful headache for business like Ninja Van to manage all these gig workers. Why? Because the nature of too flexible and too short term of the gig workers themselves. Yeah, they could be too short. If they come today, it does not guarantee that they will come tomorrow. So how currently they are handling this is by what you will see on the left. Yeah, a long list of database, manual database, Excel spreadsheet, and what they have to do is, if let's say this 88 coming, 99 coming, they would have to call one by one. Hey brother, brother A, are you free for 99 to come to send parcels for 1 week? And it's a tedious process, and it involves a lot of manual cold calling, message blasting manually. And this caused them one major problems, which is parcel backlogs, in which it affected you and me. What we ordered online got sent to us late. Yeah. So introducing Carpedia, what we do on the client side, like Ninja Van, we serve them as a talent recruitment platform where they could just specify what kind of workers that they need. For example, like they need car deliverer, car couriers, or motorcyclists, or parcel sorter. They would have to define whether they want it part-time or full-time. And with just a simple one click, it will be sent to 40,000-50,000 of gig workers that is registered on our platform. And for the gig workers, it works as a part-time job platform. Okay. And what's our secret sauce? Our secret sauce is what we do, what our clients can't do, which is managing flexibility. What kind of flexibility? Flexibility in terms of shift, flexibility in terms of payrolls. This means that even if the gig worker come just for 1 day, we'll be able to shoot a proper payroll to them, proper pay slip to them, and also performance monitoring. So how we make money, we have two revenue models. Number one is monthly retainer. Monthly retainer is mainly for the full-time gig workers, in which they have basic salaries and they have statutory deduction of EPF, SOCSO, NEIS, and whatnot. And another one is more flexible, which is commission per parcel, where they get paid and we get paid for every successful parcels that they send. Okay, and this is our 5 years revenue traction. Despite COVID, just some context. Previously, why the name Carpedia? Because we started with another business. We started with a car rental business previously in our previous life of Carpedia. But COVID hit us and we had no choice than to pivot. So January 2022 was the year that we pivot. So despite COVID, we still managed to grow by pivoting, and we grew 2.8x from revenue 2022 to going 2023. And this is our 12 months of revenue traction, especially in November 2023, when we figured out the technology, we figured out the basic technology for us to serve the behavior of our gig workers in the platform. We never look back. Yeah, month to month, we are growing at around 15% average, especially over the past 6 months. And our social impact, 2 years in operation, we have matched over 4,000 jobs of talent registered on the platform. And mainly 40% of the jobs matched are in non-urban B40 areas, because there are not much of opportunity in those locations. And the main demographic of our of the gig workers in our platform is around 30 to 40 years old. Okay. And to date, this is our main key metric number. We are hosting, as of June 2024, we are hosting 402 active gig workers per day in our platform, and it is increasing. If you can see here, it looks like a funnel. The top part is the bigger part, which most numbers of people, where if you can see here, it is the part-timers. It makes sense for people, for gig workers to come into our platform, they would start as a part-timer first because they want to test the water, nak cuba-cuba kan. And then what the platform can do is to be able to detect, oh, this guy ni dia rajin and he has good performance, disciplines, he turns up every day, and the platform would have the intelligence to recommend, so this guy should be able, we should promote him to become at least full-time. So that's what we want to do. Rather than just providing jobs, we are also envision our platform to be able to provide social mobility to the gig workers, from going from started in the platform in low skill, but could end up doing high skill jobs in the platform. So these are our clients. Mainly, we are serving e-commerce logistic clients, the likes of Ninja Van, Logistics, and all on the left. But due to the high demand of gig economy, we are also starting to explore other industries as well. And for example, like we have started in a small scale to serve solar players and also e-waste management companies. So what's the opportunity in front of us? If you're talking about market size, okay, if could give some context, how we derive this market size is based on number of parcels available in Malaysia, and we multiply each parcels by RM1.80 because that is the average price per parcels that we are currently serving. Last year alone, in 2022, there are around 800 million of parcels, domestic parcels in Malaysia. If you times that by 1.8, we get the TAM, the total available market of 1.4 billion ringgit in Malaysia. But if we discount that to only what our gig workers can do, which is at 50%, we have the opportunity to serve 700 million ringgit of opportunity per year. And if we discount that further to SOM is serviceable obtainable market, we have the opportunity to serve 68 million ringgit of opportunity per year. And if we extend that to Southeast Asia market, particularly in 3 countries, in Indonesia, Vietnam, and Thailand, we have the total opportunity to serve 10 billion ringgit of market. So these are the competitors that we have. We mainly divide them into 3 categories: logistic operators, outsourcing companies, outsourcing platforms, and online job platforms. And how we keep ahead in the competition is to focus in our positioning. So what is the positioning that we are doing is to position ourselves as a technology company doing gig economy outsourcing in a very, very focused logistic industry. My team and I are the best team to do this because we have done this before. Our previous track record was, we've been in gig economy since 2015. Our previous track record was, we were, in our previous life of Carpedia, was partnering with Grab and Uber to outsource over 2,000 e-hailing drivers to them. So now we are doing just about the same, but in different industry, with much better business model, lighter business model, so that we can scale better. So this is our 2024 milestones. Our mission is to, mainly in 2024, is we need to upgrade and enhance our technology. So that the technology could serve these 3 objectives, which is to improve the gig workers count, which is the key metrics is to improve up until 1,000 gig worker per day. Right now, as I said before, we are at 400 gig workers per day. And how can we further develop the capacity of the platform so that we could serve 1,000 per day gig workers? And The revenue target for this year, last year we were doing 5. This year we want to do another triple, another 3x at 15 million. And with the enhancement of our platform, we also foresee that we could also improve our gross margin. Currently at 9%. How can we improve to 15% with the more efficiency on the platform? So we are looking to raise 1 million ringgit in this bridge round at the valuation of pre-money of 10 million. And mainly what are we going to do with the money is to upgrade our technology, which is a big chunk of it is to, at 36% is to upgrade the technology. And also for marketing and product development, mainly. Product development could be interesting because there's a lot of ecosystem that we need to build in order for us to scale sustainably. For example, the element of learning and development, the elements of tools, for example, like fintech tools that we need to include and to have in the platform. And for the 12 to 18 months, your money, the money that we're going to raise from this bridge round, is to deliver this 12 to 18 months of milestone, which is to further enhance the platform so that how can we serve 3,500 per day active gig workers in the platform, and also develop the ecosystem, product development, and the possibility of going regional expansion. Okay, with that, thank you. I open for Q&A.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So if you have any questions, we have had about 6 or 7 come through so far. Do click on the Q&A section below. So one of them, Hazim, do you feel free to answer in Malay as well, as they've had some
Yeah,
requests?
boleh. Sure.
So you can do both, English and Malay. Now, just on your product to begin with, this is one from Rohayman. How do you manage the gig workers better than the logistics players in terms of retention and quality? Number 2, what would be the planning in the pipeline in the future to the current business for future-proofing the current business model? And is there any plan for diversification of the model leveraging on gig workers?
Okay, if I could answer this, question number 1, how do I manage the gig workers better than the logistic players? We manage them better because we treat them as a gig workers, not just an ordinary workers. So we understand their behavior, we understand their problems, we understand what they want. For example, the products that we introduce in our platform. For these gig workers, they would these gig workers, it is not like typical regular permanent workers where we would wait until the end of the month to withdraw salary. For gig workers, they would prefer if they could withdraw their salary as frequent as possible. So how we as a platform, what we did was we provide the facilities where they can withdraw salaries, advance salaries. That is one thing on the platform, and how we pay them the daily salary, and how we could pay also them the weekly salary, and also how could we also provide the other benefits, for example, like flexible statutory deductions, and also the flexibility to move to work from one client to another. So that's basically what they want. And logistic players, they can't do that because their core business is mainly on logistic, not on handling the needs of these gig workers. Okay. What would be the second question? What would be the planning in the pipeline to future-proofing the current business model? Is there any plan for diversification of model leveraging on gig? Yes. Right now, we are mainly focusing on providing jobs for the low-skill jobs, but we do realize that these low-skill jobs, this is not sustainable over the long run, because it involves physical activities, and as you age, you will not be able to do much more of the physical activities. And this is where we are trying to build in the pipeline is how can one gig worker who come into the platform start as a parcel delivery driver, but over the years, over the time he is in the platform will be able to upskill him, will be able to give some insights on him. How can we also provide gig opportunities moving from low skill going to semi skill, going to high skill. So the idea is, kalau how we envision our mission is masuk dalam platform as a parcel delivery worker, but could end up in the platform as an engineer. So that's the wild fantasy that we have. All right.
Yeah, perfect. So just a couple of points here. Hazim, are you able to go on to the next slide? Because that's the one that has the QR code. People are asking how can they
Oh,
interact.
sorry.
There's
This
another one, this Wahid slide. So just a note here, guys. If you haven't yet, if the Wahid Ventures section is not yet available in your app, you must update the app in your if you're using iPhone through App Store or through Google Play Store. So it's I know there's a question from Bekonski. So just to answer that, it's you'll need to update your app if you cannot yet see the deal in the app. Now, there's a few questions on revenue and finances. We'll definitely come on to those. For now, we'll stick to the product. So this is one question from Alan. How do you handle the liabilities of the business if, for example, parcels not delivered, parcels being lost in transit, etc.?
Oh, we partnered with insurance companies, general insurance, so that these parcels are protected, covered by the insurance. But it is only we are doing it with a certain clients only. There are certain clients that we still not having it covered. So what we do to lessen the risk is we vet through the application very strictly. Multiple layers of filters and security, so that in order that we only make sure deploy legit workers.
Yeah. And I know we covered the slide on competition, but it might be useful just to cover it again. So there's a couple of questions here. One is, who are your competitors in this line of business? And what is your strength compared to the competition?
If I could go to the slides, this one. Competition. Okay, these are the competitors in the space. I divide it into 3 categories: logistic operators, gig workers, outsourcing companies, and online job platform. What keeps us ahead is our positioning in the industry. Yeah, we don't want to be a logistic operators. Instead, for logistic operators, we can still because we position ourselves as a manpower company. Yeah, for the logistic operators, we can complement them instead of competing with them. We also supply the manpower to them. And for the gig workers, outsourcing companies, and online job platform, yes, they are similar with us, but however, they do not focus on logistics. They are focused on other industries, for example, like hospitality and whatnot. But for us, we mainly focusing on logistics.
Yeah, great. Now, Zayan, I have one question for you, which is from a regulatory perspective. So, is today's session considered as crowdfunding? Is Wahid Ventures appointed as a regulated platform in Malaysia and monitored by the SC Malaysia? So, it might just be good just to touch on our regulatory position.
Yeah, so just so everyone know, Wahid Ventures ni is actually nama brand kita. Kita ada license daripada actually registered with SC as a equity crowdfunding platform atas nama Wahid X Nurberhad. Jadi Wahid X Nurberhad ni is like sister company with Wahid lah, and that's why we collaborate, and that's how we get to offer you on the same app that you currently have right now, yang you guna for Wahid. I hope that answers your question lah.
Yeah, if there's any further questions on
Yeah.
this, you can definitely cover this and cover it more in more detail as well. Now moving back to Carpedia. So this is a question, I guess, Hazim, is just about, I guess, your opinion on the market. So Malaysia's gig economy is growing. Do you see the gig economy peaking and going down in the coming years?
Since COVID, thanks to COVID, it has only accelerated the gig economy. Yeah. And with the I think CAGR of around 6 to 10% every year, it is growing. And just one perceptions that usually people misperceptions about gig economy ialah when we talk about a gig economy, it is only buat hantar delivery, jadi rider, and actually not just that. economy is so broad, and even level of C-suits can also become in the category of gig economy. Yeah. So that's where we see the potential is that not just providing low skill workers dekat dalam gig economy, dalam rider driver ni saja, but how can we also provide gig workers, gig economy opportunity dekat dalam semi skill industry, dekat dalam skill industry. So those are highly untapped market, and no one really has a best practice and benchmark yet lah.
Yeah, no, makes sense. And this is another few questions just on your opinion on the market. So here's a question. It says, Salam, I am Mus Talib, previously with logistic department of Shell. Do you manage the vehicles also? And do you provide defensive driving training for your drivers, riders? Transport is a tough business.
Amirul, you want to try? You want to help on this?
So you can maybe answer. But yeah, go on, Hazim. Amirul.
Okay.
No,
On the transportation, no. Previously, that's what we did in Carpedia in our previous life, where we help Uber and Grab provide transportation to all these gig workers. But that is where we are moving from that, because when we did that, it was an asset-heavy business. It is very hard for us to scale. And that's one major transformation that we did in Carpedia 2.0, where we eliminate the transportation part and just mainly focusing on technology as a platform, so that people could come in, can use their own vehicles, and also start jobs right away. And to answer on the second question, whether provide defensive training, not at the moment, but I think with the introduction of product development in our pipeline, which is part of it is learning and development products, that could be one of the courses that we could introduce.
Yeah. And I guess this is a timely question. So what are the lessons learned from your previous venture?
In order for us to be scalable, highly scalable, we need to be light. And previously we were just a comparison in terms of numbers. We started the business in 2015 in e-hailing industry, mainly providing the e-hailing drivers with car rentals, hence the name Carpedia. I got this many times, that why the name Carpedia when you're doing talent platform. So this is where it all started. Kita sebenarnya buat sewa kereta kepada orang-orang yang nak buat Grab dengan Uber, mula-mula. And 5 tahun kita buat business tu, we were growing, but we were pretty much growing dekat dalam Klang Valley sahaja, because Klang Valley sahaja yang ada activity e-hailing yang tinggi, high activities. Tapi I think it's a blessing in disguise. Allah gave us this opportunity, give us the problem, so that we could think macam mana kita nak make our business better. So the opportunity ni buatkan kita terfikir dengan business model baru ni, in less than 1.5 year, you bayangkan previously 5 tahun, kita grow daripada 1 kereta kepada 150 biji kereta, but only in Klang Valley. But in 2022, no lah, we experimented the business previously dalam masa setahun lah. Dalam masa 1 tahun, we were able to scale the business dekat satu Malaysia, including Sabah and Sarawak during COVID. And that tells a lot about the scalability. And I think if you ask me what is the main lesson, it's the ability to scale.
Yeah. Great. I'll just answer one question quickly. Is Carpedia the first offering under Wahid Ventures? Yes, for Malaysia it is. And we selected this as the first venture that we wanted to go live with. We have done obviously 20 investments with our international platform. Now, I guess moving on to finances. So the first
If I could take one more,
Yes.
Ali.
Yes.
Carpedia will be available all around Malaysia or only in certain regions? Yes, at the moment we are available in all across Peninsular Malaysia, in a certain part in Sabah.
Okay, great.
But Amirul is doing his magic to expand our presence in Sabah and Sarawak.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And regarding the brand name, because there's a few questions on the brand name, do you think
Yeah.
you'll stick with Carpedia as a brand name?
Yes, we have that in mind. We are open for that, but not our current focus at the moment.
Yeah, no, makes sense. And okay, let's talk about the numbers and the revenue. So, what is your annual projection of revenue, gross margin, operating cash flow, and growth projections for the next 5 years? I guess
Okay.
you can summarize that in terms of the key milestones of break
Yeah.
even and
Yep.
profitability and everything.
This is a good news to all of us that in June we have achieved our break even. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And we want to maintain to grow aggressively, but it is also important to grow responsibly. Yeah. And what we are over the next 5 years with the key metrics, the main key metrics that we want to measure is how many gig workers that we could serve per day, yeah, in the platform. Over the next 5 years, we envision ourselves to be able to serve 10,000 gig workers per day in our platform. You can see the poster at the back. That is the main mission that we breathe in the team every day. How do we get 10,000 gig workers per day in the platform? And with 10,000 gig workers per day in the platform, the projection is we'll be able to we'll be able to generate revenue of 250 million revenues per year.
Yeah.
With the gross profit of right now, it is at 10%, but hopefully with a better margin in 10 from 10 to 20%.
Yeah, yeah. And in terms of um the period, so there's a few questions on the investments. I think it's worth covering these now as well. What is the expected time period for this venture? When do you feel that you'd be in a position to grow to a position where you can exit?
Okay, we see it within 5 years from now because we have seen a very solid examples of another competitors that I showed in the competitors analysis just now. Their name is Troopers. Yeah, just last year they got acquired by an Indian-based company called Better Place. I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me. I think it's around 50 million ringgit of acquisition. So I think this is where what we envision is we keep dominating this space. There's a high chance that we will also can get acquired by the clients that we are serving, because what we are happy with our clients right now is the 5 clients that we are serving right now, they are all main regional players, not just in Malaysia. For example, Lazada Logistics. They exist in Malaysia, they exist in Indonesia, they exist in many countries in Southeast Asia. Shopee Express, JNT, Ninja Van. So our aim right now is just to make them happy, serve them as much as we can, and hopefully being acquired by them, by one of them.
Yeah. And I guess part of the
Just
acquisition is you're going to say?
yeah, fair. I know, yeah. I just carry on because I just want to highlight on some of the questions regarding to the business model which someone have posed.
Which one?
Which is on so on this gig economy, you said that are they your payroll, under your payroll, or do you essentially you help with the recruitment process to
Amirul,
outsource
you
your
want
vendors?
to do this one?
Yeah.
Are the gig workers on our payroll?
Yeah, okay. So basically, we have two types of gig workers. We have full-time gig workers, whereby they are on a contract basis for a year. And these are the people that will be on our payroll, and we will outsource them to our clients so that we can better manage them. They are better protected. They get statutory contribution. So I hope this help answer another questions about the statutory contributions. And then we have another kind of gig workers. They are on a so-called part-time model where they come and do the job whenever they feel like doing it. So they are the likes of drivers, riders, and also parcel sorters. So these are the kind of people so-called not in our payroll, but we do provide payment slip so that they can still use this for if should they want to make loans and whatnot. So so these are the two groups of gig workers on our platform.
Great. Sounds good. And now just I guess sticking to the investor questions on the actual investment. So what are the benefits of investing at this stage? I guess what is the potential return on investment and yeah, perks of investing?
Okay. There are a few options to exit this investment. Number one is to play the long game with us. To play long with us, like what I said, 5 years down the road, hopefully to get acquired by another giant or going IPO. That is one possibility. Another possibility is you are investing in an ECF platform, like in Wahid, yeah. There is also a secondary market that you could explore where it is like a mini stock market where you could sell your shares that you own with Carpedia right now to a willing buyer, willing seller arrangement at a higher valuation, of course.
Yeah.
Ali and Zayan, please correct me on this secondary market.
Yeah, I'll just add on another point here. So one of the questions is how are the investments higher up in economics and growing more profit in us? So just to add on, look, this is higher risk, higher return. So we're investing into an early stage company which has good growth and great growth potential for the hope that we can make many multiple return on investment. So obviously with that comes a risk as well. So with anything that can go up in value, it can also go down as well. Zayan, I don't know if you'd like to add on anything further on that.
Yeah, just to add on to some of the points that Hazim mentioned, yang about like the secondary mini market tu memang dalam sort of like equity crowdfunding ada provision untuk buat tu. So inshallah in the future we will open our own very own mini bursa to have the stocks that yang anyone invest kat dalam ni boleh dapat jual beli lah dengan
in a
other investors.
in a much shorter period lah.
Yeah.
Yes, and okay, in terms of the valuation of the company, currently it's RM Malaysian ringgit 10 million. So how did you derive that value of the business?
Okay, we are basing it on our revenue. Based on our revenue, based on our revenue last year, this year, it is basically on revenue multiplier. Yeah, revenue multiples. Yeah. If we ended up this year, I think we are currently on track to deliver. If we don't do anything, we just maintain the revenue right now, we are on track to deliver 10 million revenue this year. Yeah. And we use the multiplier of only 1.6. So that gives the valuation of around, I think around near to 15 million ringgit of valuation. But the discount that we give is at 10 million ringgit. The revenue multiples is the valuation is based on revenue multiples with discount.
Yeah, makes sense. And here, I guess I'll answer this question. If we are to invest, will we get periodic information updates on the company, such as their financials and updates on their utilizations of proceeds? If yes, how often will these be provided? So for all of our companies, we provide quarterly updates, which includes this information. So financial updates, utilization of funds, and also a general business update. They're relatively detailed. So yes, you will be getting that every 3 months. And that's a commitment from us that we aim for. And it says here, Barapa target investment. So the target investment is 750,000. I'm looking on the screen right now. We've already had 150,000 come in. So it's already been a very, very strong start. Zayan, I don't know if you want to add anything else on that.
I would like to add
ingatkan
that, Ali. Part of Wahid's commitment to give you updates on quarterly basis. We at Carpedia, what we do to our investors is we give update on a monthly basis. And Ali and Zayan is the testament to that lah. We will give them monthly updates.
Yeah, they do. They're very good actually at that. So we've had that for
Well
one
distributed
time.
to you. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
just not remind. I mean, that's as Ali mentioned tadi. Was that this peluang ni is actually very exclusive for Wahid investors, like existing Wahid investors. As you know, those yang dah already start investing with us through the robo, having a portfolio diversified portfolio, and now we're offering this. So as you can see, these are only the first dips who will get to this deal. That is essentially our existing Wahid investors. Yeah. Again, I just want to remind, very exclusive, and go grab the chance if you have to.
Yeah. And the minimum investment is 500 Malaysian ringgits. And in terms of the closing, it's as soon as we fill the allocation. So already I think 150,000 has come in. So as soon as we hit 750,000, the deal will close.
Minimum, right?
Minimum.
Yeah. Okay, and so let's go back onto questions. So
Can I take one question about
yes,
product?
absolutely.
From Kyrie MD. Once government revise or reduce the petrol subsidy, number of part-time rider may decrease, obviously due to the increase of cost of fuel. What is your plan to overcome this? Okay, this is a very good question because right now, yes, our business is mainly centric on the logistics kind of jobs, right? But this is also where the part where we want to diversify our offerings in the platform, not just that kind of jobs, but also how can we provide, number one is horizontally similar jobs, similar kind of jobs in a low skill segments. And how can we also provide the job opportunity in a semi-skill that maybe not require them to have vehicles and also and skill, but that is the product development in the pipeline lah.
I mean, if I can add, I mean, I think to answer that, I would like to answer in two parts of it. I mean, one, we are diversifying our products. For example, we just secure 2 contracts with our clients to supply parcel sorters. So parcel sorters are not dependent of vehicles. But to answer directly to that questions, we do incentivize. At this moment, we do incentivize our riders and drivers for certain numbers of parcels that they deliver. Once government implemented, the rationalization of the fuel subsidy, we will definitely look into how can we work on our incentive to our riders, for example, because that's what we do. We try to ensure that we take care of the well-being of our drivers and riders. Yeah.
Great. And I guess we've had a few questions on the potential risks and issues for the business. So Hazim, it would be good just to touch on what are the potential risks and how you are addressing those as you grow and scale.
The potential risk right now, if I could name one, is we have one big client. Yeah, we are serving one big client, which is it could be dangerous for us if we concentrate too much on it on that particular client. So that's why from now on we are number one, we are diversifying to other clients, finding more clients so that at least could match up the volumes of revenues that comes from one client. So from to ideally to be equally proportioned. And number two is diversifying products as well, so that it increase the chances of us to diversify the revenue stream.
Can I add to Hazim? So basically, to give assurance that we are really working hard to diversifying. So we have been talking to our clients for, I mean, close to, throughout 2 years. And Alhamdulillah, prior to this deal, we have secured 2 contracts. One still with the existing clients, who is our biggest revenue contributor, but we do also get another contracts from another client that based on forecast, it could quickly become quite a significant number of revenue contributor, up to 10% for the quarter 3 2024 revenue. So that's how we are diversifying. So we are also continue looking out. I'm talking from business development perspective. We are continue to meet potential clients still within the logistic, warehousing, distributions to see how can we add up revenue contributors and also diversifying our products.
Yeah. And regarding expansion, what country would you expand to after Malaysia?
We are looking at 3 countries, but to be honest with you, we don't have in order which one to go first. It's either Indonesia, Vietnam, or Thailand, because those are with the high volume of parcels from e-commerce.
And also, I think, logically speaking, we are serving among the largest e-commerce logistic players within Southeast Asia. So I think ideally and logically, it is about taking them along where they have a big presence in those countries within Southeast Asia as well. Yep.
Yeah. And in terms of previous fundraising rounds, have you done any previous fundraising round? Do you have any existing investors on board?
Yep. We received our first external fund investment back in 2020 with Carpedia 1.0, yeah, with the car rental business, car sharing platform. And we had a hiccup with that investment because we had to change to Carpedia 2.0. So that brings us to what we are today. And last year, with the new business model, we received our pre-seed investment from 2 VCs, 2 venture capitals, namely 1337 Ventures and also Artem Ventures last year. Yeah. And this year, hopefully, we'll be able to close this round with Wahid Ventures.
Yeah, no, exactly. And in regards to financials again, so have you took any debt financing? What is your current gearing ratio for the company? So yeah, it'd be good just to touch on how your financing situation is.
Yes, currently we are using financing facilities from banks and also P2P players. It is a revolving facilities that we use mainly to as an inventory so that we can pay the salaries of the gig workers on time on the dot. And to answer on the gearing ratio, I think we are on the safe side because we are currently securing. But to be honest with you, I'm not sure of the ratio. But currently we are working with Maybank to secure financing with them. I hope and so far there has been no issue, and I think we are good on that.
And just to note, this is all Sharia compliant financing. Just to note,
Yep.
Diligence team, Demi, who's also on the call, he just pointed that out. And just on the due diligence, so there's a few questions regarding financial statements and audit reports. So I would say that there's an investment memo within the Wahid app, which you can review. And if you have further questions on the back of that memo, then if you are a serious investor looking to do a large amount of investment, then please do reach out, and then the due diligence team can provide documents on that basis. Now, for additional questions that we might have, so we've covered the risks, we've covered competition. So the allocation of funds. So this one is from Umar. So you plan to allocate the funds mainly in technology, but with advanced technology coming higher, OPEX of managing, it is like the additional security or whatnot. How do you plan to scale your operations while maintaining the cost efficiency? So I guess the last point is, how do you scale while maintaining cost efficiency?
Where is this? Can I see?
It's at 8:50 p.m. If you look on
8:50 p.m.
While you answer that, I'll just answer a few questions. So do you have to invest every month RM 500? No, this is a one-time investment. So whatever you decide to invest, it could be RM 500 as a minimum, it could be RM 5,000. That's a one-time investment. And once the round closes, you don't have any other chance to invest into this deal, basically.
Yeah. So before the round
Um,
closes, you can top up your investment if you want to.
okay, you
If I
can.
could answer that question from Umar Badrul, yes, the OPEX would be increasing with the advanced technology, but I think it will not increase as aggressive if you don't implement technology. Because if you don't implement technology, mainly if you want to scale, you need to have more manpower. For example, in if I could compare to have one executive to be paid at 2,500 as compared to if we upgrade the technology and the technology could be paid and maybe the incremental of cost kat situ hanyalah RM500. So that's how we envision technology could help us in terms of scaling better.
Yeah. And let me see if there's any other questions that we might. There's quite a few. Any questions that we're not able to get through just in the interest of time, we will get back to you on email. So that's the good thing with Zoom. You can.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
I think,
Um,
I think there's a lot of good questions
Okay, let's.
yeah.
There's one which I think is interesting. It's from a gig worker. So, as a gig worker myself, I can see the salary was getting lower and lower after some time, like Grab or Food Panda, etc. Is it going to be the same for Carpedia? And why did this happen for Food Panda and Grab, for example?
Can I take that first, Azim?
Oh, yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, so I mean, because I look after the operations and commercial aspect of Carpedia. So to answer that, I think comparing Grab, Foodpanda with whatever Carpedia is offering, I think it's not really like apple to apple. Because whatever Carpedia is currently doing, it is not truly on demand. It is basically we engage with clients who are providing a confirmed secure job where you just come to the warehouse. If you want to do parcel sorter, it's a confirmed job that you just come and book your slot. Or if you want to do parcel delivery either by car or motorcycle, you come and there's a secured. So definitely, I mean, for many months in the past, there's also a price war of the parcels, which may and can affect the income of the driver, riders, and also the parcel sorter. But I think comparing it with Food Panda and GrabFood, I think Food Panda and GrabFood, I think the earnings of gig workers in the business where we operate is quite stable. That's what we are seeing for the past 2-3 years operating in this sector. Azim may add.
Yeah, I think that's also the importance. Because we do acknowledge that there is a price war going on. So hence, with that awareness, it is the conscious decision that we need to diversify the type of jobs that we are providing, not just parcel deliveries, but for example, like what we are doing, not just parcel drivers, we are also supplying truck drivers and doing first mile deliveries. First mile means bawa lori, bawa van, yeah, and by diversifying that, so that people would have options of jobs in the platform, not just doing hanya just satu kerja sahaja. And macam Grab and Foodpanda, itu je kerja yang ada available. Not comparing, but itu sahaja kerja yang available for Grab and Foodpanda dekat dalam their platform. But for us, we want to banyakkan lagi jenis-jenis kerja dekat dalam kita punya platform.
Yeah. Okay, now there's a few questions about your team setup. So it would be good just to cover that. How many full-time employees do you have at Carpedia? And what is the employee compensation cost as a percentage of your cost of operations? So are you guys paying yourselves all of those millions that you're making every month? Is that going?
Yeah, right now, we are doing we have 22 headcounts in the team, but out of the 22, the number of full-time is only, I think, 12. 10 interns, good interns, superb interns, super interns. And we do have some sort of like sustainable recruitment, interns recruitment programs where we name that as an apprenticeship. And so far, that's how we keep our costs lean.
Yeah. And in terms of, so here's another one actually. This is an interesting one. Do you foresee some erosion of your profit margin in the coming years as more social benefit protections are accommodated to the gig worker? For example, government has established gig workers commission to safeguard workers' welfare.
I think it should get better if they were to introduce something, a regulation to the gig workers. It should be to the benefit, they give the benefit to the gig workers.
Yeah. And next one is which what's it called? How does regarding your clients, currently you're B2B, right? So would you go into a space where you are B2C, so direct to consumer as well?
We did that in the early of 2020 and 2021 when we tried to pivot the business to B2C. If you ask me now, for us to scale, we would focus the scaling part on the B2B. But I do not, we are open for the possibility of us to serve B2C along the way.
Yeah. And regarding your your vision, I guess this is a good one. So now look, you've managed to grow to about 1 million a month in revenue. Where do you see Carpedia in the next 5 years? What's your mission? How big can this be?
Okay, if you can see here at the back of the poster that we all breathe every day is our mission statement. Yeah, our mission statement is to innovate the way people earn a living anywhere. So what does it mean? So it is in our wild dreams to fantasize what we want to do with Carpedia is one day we believe that gig economy is going to be the global workforce of the future. And the way how we work right now, the normal typical jobs, we go to for permanent job, get monthly salaries. I think that will change in the future with the growth of the gig economy. And how we envision is not necessarily one wild fantasy that we had to reflect this mission statement is, like I said just now, how is it possible through our platform that orang habis SPM boleh bekerja, start away bekerja dia start sebagai seorang parcel delivery workers, but dalam platform tu ada pengisian, dia boleh ada learning and development dekat dalam platform, and then the platform ada intelligence untuk baca dia punya attitude dia macam mana, disiplin dia macam mana, credit profile dia macam mana, and boleh upgrade dia daripada buat kerja parcels ke buat kerja yang lebih upgrade, semi skill, for example menjadi site supervisor ke yang buat ada TVET punya skills ke, and ultimately boleh jadi high skill worker. And so that's what our wild dreams and fantasy itu, kalau orang boleh masuk dalam platform, start sebagai parcel delivery worker, tapi dia boleh grow dalam platform and end up becoming an engineer. That is the simple analogy that we want to fantasize about lah.
No, it's important to have that vision because this is why we invest into ventures, because we are aiming for a 10 times return on investment.
But if you ask me how do we do that, I don't know now.
You will
So
iterate, figure out
how we
because-
build along the way.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess look, we'll need to wrap up soon. So I'll just say some final points and then I'll pass over to Zayan and then Hazim can wrap up. So yeah, the deal is now live on the platform. We will have new investments every month or every 2 months, so hopefully. So it's important from an investor's point of view to diversify your investments. Anything that we put onto the platform, we have done a lot of vetting and due diligence, and we have a team to support Hazim and other startups post-investment as well. We really hope we can revolutionize this, the way investments into startups are done. We want things to be as transparent as possible. So every deal we write our own investment memo as well, so you can review that. There's also a video you can see on the app. This session will also be recorded. It's great. We've had over 200 people that are still on the webinar right now. I think this has been one of the highest attended webinars, and it's great to see the excitement around Wahid Ventures in Malaysia. I'm very excited. And I'll pass over to Zayan, who can say a few more words before we wrap up.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ali. Yeah, again, I just want to highlight how unique this I would say opportunity is, because there's no other platform, investment platform, that offers two different sort of products for you to choose from, right? Like I said, you can first come up from Wahid investors who invest in all the stocks, and now you get to invest in actual stocks in a company. So take opportunity of that, and we would love to hear more of your feedbacks and how we can further improve this and still, cater to all your investment needs, inshallah, for like an end-to-end Sharia compliant wealth investment.
Yeah.
Right.
And the success of Wahid Ventures is really everybody's success, is a collective. It's only possible if the community of investors that we get together and we support. So our mission is really to direct capital to, Sharia compliant businesses, our own communities, grow the next generation of, Malaysian businesses that can be the global players and all regional players that are, valued in the right place. And values is really important for us as well when we're looking at founders and the people we're investing into. And Hazim, any final points, Amirul as well?
Okay, if I could add, I think investing in early stage companies and why you should invest in Carpedia at this early stage. Number one, at this early stage, you are putting a huge portion of your money on the founders, because we are still early. Yes, we are still at the early stage. Yeah. The founders, the pilot of Carpedia, pilot of the business, and the three of us, one thing about us being in this space is we have done this before. Yeah, we have done similar things like this before in other industry, which is e-hailing, which our track record was to outsource over 2,000 e-hailing drivers to Grab and Uber. And this time around, it is almost similar, only that the business model now is much, much more lighter. We anchor on the technology to scale the business better. That is number one. Number two, if you invest with us, you are investing in gig economy space, yeah, a space where it is fast growing, and not just in Malaysia, it is fast growing globally, yeah. And thanks to COVID, more and more companies are embracing. They are trying nak cuba masuk dalam industri, dalam gig economy ni. Big companies, big corporates like Petronas, like all those big giants, ya, cuba nak adapt dengan gig economy punya working model ni sebagai dia punya resource option. But sebab what they want is they want flexibility, they want to reduce cost. Tapi however, the space is relatively new. Yeah, flexibility. What happening right now? Flexibility itu menjadi liability to all these companies. Yeah, sebab dia tak ada benchmark, dia tak ada apa best practices yang clear for them to emulate gig economy ni macam mana. So that's where we come in, Carpedia. We want to come in to become a partner and also technology solution to businesses out there, macam mana they can leverage on gig workers efficiently, ya, menggunakan platform kita. Apa yang kita provide tools, kita provide access kepada talent, and mission kita kepada gig workers ni is how can the platform be able to give them upward social mobility. Maksudnya, dia berada dalam platform kita bukan hanya just buat kerja gig, hantar parcel sahaja, tapi ada peluang untuk dia upgrade career dia. Yeah, and if you buy that mission, if you buy that dreams, come and join us untuk kita ramp up this space sama-sama.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We still have obviously 40 questions or so which haven't been answered because of time. The team and I will go through these questions, and individually we will email you all. And anything else that you have when you're going through the investment review, just reach out. There's some information on who you can reach. The webinar recording will be shared probably tomorrow. So you'll have that in your inbox so you can review that. Jazakallah khair everybody for joining. Hazim, Amirul, really excited to have this as our first investment in Malaysia. Really, really well done on getting this far and getting through this process of review. I know it's very detailed and long. So now, you know, inshallah, you can enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your night, and we'll be in touch soon. Zain, anything to wrap up, or is that all good?
Oh, that's good. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll do a follow-up respectively on your email.
Great.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Assalam.